Greetings and salutations. I'm Simone Malone, a trusted and respected voice in media. We're delighted that you joined us right here for this broadcast. Welcome to this broadcast. This is a very special broadcast. I am with Chaplain Justin Cohen, who is a home missionary as a chaplain to the veterans in Delaware County, Pennsylvania. Chaplain, welcome to the broadcast. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, Simone. Thank you so much for having me.
It's a delight to have you. So, you minister to veterans.
Yes, sir.
And Chaplain, that is definitely a community in need. Help me to understand that.
Sure. The veterans community in Upper Darby probably takes up about 12% of the population. And of that 12%, some are classified as disabled. And we even have, unfortunately, some homeless population of veterans throughout Delaware County.
Wow, amazing. You are a home missionary. Does that mean that you're sent on your assignment? And, we could talk about assignments because I believe that as a minister and as a chaplain, you're on your assignment.
Yes.
But rather overseas, you are here in the U.S. In a particular community. So how are you supported?
Well, my support as a missionary, as you know, I am sent just in the very same way that a denomination would send somebody to a foreign country. I'm sent here to Delaware County to minister to veterans. And as a missionary, I have to raise my own support. So I am dependent upon individuals donating to the ministry.
What about salary? I mean, you talked about donations, but you're not a salaried person. What about salary?
I am not a salaried person. Fortunately, God has put me in a position where my personal finances have no lack, for lack of a better phrase. I do receive a pension from the VA because I myself am a disabled veteran.
Congratulations.
Which is one of the reasons that I have a heart for other veterans. So financially, I'm okay. The money that I raise, 100% of it goes directly to the operation of the ministry.
Awesome. Okay, so God has blessed you to be in a personal position to not need a salary from the ministry. That's a blessing. You just said that.
Absolutely.
Now explain the chaplaincy ministry, and let's talk a little bit about your background.
Sure. Chaplaincy ministry is a unique niche ministry, if you will.
Sure.
I'm a pastor to people outside of the church.
Gotcha.
So I go where the people are. And in my case, the veterans are in a Veterans of Foreign War organization or American Legion, Disabled American Veterans, organizations such as that, in and through the community. So I'm a pastor outside of the church to a specific people group.
Let's talk about your background, your calling, your education, your previous ministries.
Yeah. Well, I was born and raised in Philadelphia. I joined the Navy in 1987, but I was called to the ministry prior to that. I was called to the ministry when I was 11 years old. And I ran from it through my teenage years and partying and all that sort of stuff, wound up in the United States Navy. And I got saved while I was in the Navy, while I was on active duty. And when I gave my heart to the Lord Jesus Christ, He reminded me that I was called to the ministry.
Wow.
And then I was, we went to Kuwait. Our ship was assigned to the battle group there during Desert Storm. And I was injured. And that ended my Navy career. But I never forgot that God had called me to the ministry. So I did get out of the military as a disabled veteran, and I went on to college, Bible college, to be prepared for ministry. Came back to Philadelphia in 1995 and started serving in parachurch ministries such as Teen Challenge, drug and alcohol ministries, inner city churches, very missionary oriented, outreach oriented type of ministries. And then the Lord also took me down a path where I was actually training other ministers, and we had a Bible college in Philadelphia.
Chaplain Justin, it's important to understand that when you've been called and you have an assignment on your life, have you been involved in other types of chaplaincies?
Yes, I have. I originally started out working as a police chaplain in Philadelphia. The Philadelphia Police Chaplaincy Program trained me. I had to go through a series of courses there up at the Philadelphia Police Academy. Then, for a number of years, I was the chaplain at the Juvenile Detention Center in Philadelphia called the Youth Study Center. So I have a little bit of a varied background. law enforcement, and then also juvenile justice.
What was it like with the law enforcement part?
The law enforcement was interesting because I was ministering to the police officer, and police officers have a high rate of divorce, high rate of alcoholism, high rate of suicide because of the stress that they experience,
Yeah.
and because of the police culture, they didn't always have an outlet to someone to speak to, but the chaplaincy program provided that for them. It's someone that they could confide in, someone that they could have pray for them. Once again, pastoring people outside the church.
Yes. So now you serve veterans. How
Yes.
does that work? And how do you reach that community? Because there are so many veterans, and thank them for serving our country and still serving our country. How do you reach that community?
Well, it's helpful for me because I am one. I'm on the inside. I'm an insider, if you will. So if I were an outsider, veterans always self-identify. It's interesting. You'll always find a veteran with a T-shirt or a hat
Yes.
or a bumper sticker.
Says I'm a vet.
I'm a vet or something. Yeah, something.
Yes.
World War II vet,
Right.
Vietnam veteran, etc. So that kind of breaks the ice there. They automatically self-identify, and I just build a relationship with them through conversation, through sharing my experience as a veteran. But then also the flip side is being the insider. I'm a member of the Veterans of Foreign Wars, Disabled American Veterans, AMVETS, American Legion, and I hold a position of chaplain in those organizations as well. So everything kind of comes full circle. So I work on the inside of those organizations, but yet I do outreach to bring people into those organizations all the time, them knowing I'm a chaplain, so eventually the conversation is going to head
Right.
in a spiritual direction.
Gotcha. So you work, just like you said, in and throughout the veteran service organizations, but your ministry extends beyond that, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
I get calls from other agencies, other organizations, even people in government who know veterans who are in need. Veterans who are in nursing homes or homeless shelters or whatever the case may be, and I'm a point of contact for them to get to that veteran and get them what they need, get them the help, the support, and of course the spiritual care,
Yes.
the pastoral care that they need.
Awesome. So your ministry impact outside the veterans service organizations that really brings a very broad and deep flavor to what you do in the post. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, I've actually seen that you perform in so many different type of events as a vet, and in particular when it comes to officiating weddings.
Yes.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah, interesting. I get calls to do weddings as well. There was one young man. He was getting ready to be deployed, active duty Army, young enlisted man, was getting to get deployed, but he wanted to get married. So he very quickly went down to City Hall and got a marriage license. Then he figured out that he needed somebody to perform the ceremony. And somehow, some way, my information got to him, and can you come perform the wedding ceremony? Absolutely, not a problem. So I've done wedding ceremonies for veterans, but also for active duty military as well.
I'm sure that was a great experience.
It's much more fun than doing funerals.
They were so happy to get married
Absolutely. Absolutely.
and stay married. I see that you perform weddings for active duty military and also veterans. I even see where you officiated a ceremony of a veteran in one of the posts. You really are a missionary.
Absolutely.
And-
I go where the need is.
Absolutely. So now, not to diminish any other, I would say, post chaplain, but because you are an ordained minister, actually a fully consecrated bishop. That says something. Fully consecrated bishop. A trained chaplain and an experienced chaplain. You could do more in these organizations. Is that right?
Yes, I have the ability to perform weddings, officiate over funerals, ceremonies, and things of that nature. But what I like to do is I like to train other people to do it. I like to nurture other individuals and be a pastor to the pastor or a chaplain to the chaplains and raise them up and equip them to do the work.
Awesome. I know you are an educator. You carry a lot of hats. You birthed a successful Bible Institute, where ministers are equipped and trained. And I've had the opportunity to be at one of your events and see some of these things. I'm sure that carries you over to your chaplaincy ministry also. Is that correct?
Absolutely, yes, sir. I love to teach. I love to train. So my goal is that every post chaplain that I know, that I can equip them, empower them, educate them, inform them, encourage them to be all that they can be, and do all that they can do to serve our veterans.
Wow. So not only you're a chaplain to the veterans, but you're a chaplain to the chaplain of veterans.
Of veterans, yes.
Let's get that clear. You're a
sure.
chaplain to the veterans.
Yes.
Of veterans. Amazing, man.
Yeah.
This is a tremendous ministry you're in, and you can reach so many people through churches, businesses, and anywhere. And how can they partner with you financially for what you're doing? Because you are a blessing to the nations of heroes.
Absolutely, yeah. As a missionary, I do raise my own support, and I have a missions agency, and you can go to my website. It's www.worldoutreach.org/818, and I'm sure that'll be on the bottom of the screen.
Absolutely.
As we
we want everybody to
broadcast.
go there. Make sure, give that website one more
Yeah,
time that they can check that out.
www.
Yes.
worldoutreach.org/818, and that enables me to do everything I'm doing.
Yeah.
One of my friends, he describes it as this. He said, sometimes the tow truck needs a tow truck.
That's right.
So we all need help. I need individuals' help to support the ministry so that I can support others to minister to others.
Yes.
And it's a team effort.
Yeah. You know, ladies and gentlemen, the veterans are very important in our country. And just like Chaplain Justin Cohen just said, we want you to support this ministry. If you feel led in your heart, this is a great opportunity to support the vision, the passion that he has. We want to keep the spirit alive with our vets. We thank them for serving our country. And for those who are veterans that could be watching this, we thank you tremendously for your contributions of what you have done for the world. So let's talk about the material support. People can donate. A lot of people are living in poverty.
Sure.
People can donate food, clothing, supplies to the chaplaincy ministry, and even their cars. It can be a tax write-off. Property.
Absolutely.
Let's talk about that.
Absolutely. People can just not only donate financially from credit card, debit card, or check, but we are also in need of and can receive material support, food, clothing, and even vehicles, boats, houses. People can put our ministry in their will. So anything's possible.
Great.
And we would take that vehicle or whatever is donated, and if it can be utilized by a veteran, we will make sure that a veteran gets it. If not, we would sell it, and then the proceeds would go to fund the ministry.
Yeah, so somebody that's watching, you got one of those old cars you want to
Sure.
donate, this is a great opportunity to do it. So Chaplain, I also know that, and you mentioned Coast Guard.
Yes.
Let's talk about that, your experience, as a chaplain with the Coast Guard.
Yeah, the Coast Guard has an interesting opportunity in the Coast Guard Auxiliary. It's not a reserve component, it's a voluntary component. It is a uniformed service, so I had to receive an appointment or a commission, for lack of a better phrase.
Okay.
So I wear a uniform. I had to go through the same qualifications that a active duty naval chaplain has to, and I serve Coast Guard active duty as well.
Awesome. Well, that just don't allow anyone to serve in this capacity, is that correct?
No, sir. You have to go through a background check, credit check, criminal background, ensuring that your education is in order, accredited education, 72 hours of postgraduate work, things of that nature. And then, of course, the training that the Coast Guard gives in order to do that. Yeah. So it's a blessing to be able to minister to not only veterans, but active duty individuals as well, who will one day themselves be a veteran.
That's true. Well, Chaplain, your ministry is certainly comprehensive and with concerning vets. Where can you see this ministry of yours moving forward as God continues to place his hands on your ministry and your life, where can you see this ministry going?
Well, I see it expanding, not just in the Delaware County area, but southeastern Pennsylvania, northern Delaware, southern New Jersey, and possibly even having a chaplaincy school to train chaplains to serve military and the veterans community throughout the entire region as well.
You know, the word chaplain, and I want people to be clear about that. Explain really, and we could have brought this up earlier, but I want to bring it in now. Explain what a chaplain really is, because you hear this often, and people are not clear. Well, they think this is that, this is this. What is a chaplain that's called by God?
Interesting. The actual history, and for those who study church history, there was a saint. His name was Saint Martin of Tours. Coincidentally, the name of the grade school that I went to in Philadelphia was Saint Martin of Tours. Saint Martin of Tours came across a beggar, and he was a Roman soldier. And what he did is he took his cape, his cloak, and he cut it in half and gave it to this individual who was a beggar. And when he gave it, he had what was called a Christophany. In other words, he saw Jesus in this person. And it was just as if he gave his cloak to Christ himself. And from that point forward, that cape called the capella or capanello is where the word chaplain comes from. So the word chaplain really means a cape or a covering, someone who covers, someone who is there meeting an individual at their point of need and who provides shelter, who provides covering, spiritual covering, but also material covering as well. And that's the history of the chaplain, comes from St. Martin of Tours. And in and through the military, that person who is there on the field with the soldier, on the sea with the sailor, in the air on an aircraft carrier, let's say, and they're there to meet the material need and spiritual need of the individual who is in need at that point in time.
And this is why it's so important for people to support this particular ministry that you have. This is why people should connect with you. I want you to look into that camera and share to the people how they can connect with you, social media, how they can connect with you. Sure. Somebody that's watching this may feel led in their spirit to say, listen, I want to connect with this vision that you have, because you're trying to be that, give them that covering.
Yes. That
God has given you a covering. So go ahead and share that information.
Yes. Yeah, well, the easiest way to reach me is via my website, which is www.chaplaincohen.org. And once again, I'm sure that'll be on the screen, chaplaincohen.org. You can follow me on social media. All of my social media is Chaplain Cohen. So for Twitter, it's at Chaplain Cohen, Instagram /Chaplain Cohen, and all the links to social media are there on my website, including the link to my missions agency where you can support financially, and that link will take you to www.worldoutreach /818.
Awesome. You do a lot in the community, and we want people to stay connected to you in the community. Is there anything on your itinerary for as we go into the rest of this year?
Yes, there is. There are several ceremonies coming up, and of course we know that Memorial Day and Veterans Day are always
very, very special.
Very special days. Lots of ceremonies going on. A lot of people think that Memorial Day is just the beginning of summer and there's a parade and it's time for barbecues, but really that's the time to remember those who died in service to our country. So for anyone who is watching this, we appreciate the sentiment, but please do not tell a veteran Happy Memorial Day.
Wow.
It's not a happy occasion.
Right.
It's a solemn, sober occasion to remember those who died in service of our country.
So we should never say Happy Memorial Day to a
Happy
vet.
Veterans Day is fine.
Happy Veterans Day.
But
I just learned something.
Never Happy Memorial Day.
Wow.
Memorial Day is a solemn remembrance of those who died.
Yeah.
And for the veteran, it's not a happy occasion.
Yeah.
It's a sober occasion. It's a somber occasion, remembering that they themselves might have been the one that would have given their life in service of our country.
Justin Cohen, thank you. I want to thank you personally and professionally for having me and also serving our country, being a leading role, being an example. And this is why we want people that are watching to support this, because our veterans need support. They need help.
Absolutely.
I work on two sides of what I do in broadcasting and investigation, and we want to protect our vets.
Absolutely.
We want them to have great opportunities and believe that from their life experiences that good things can continue to happen for them.
Absolutely.
One more time, we got a few more minutes. I want you to share how they can connect with you. Speak to them again about supporting this ministry so that you can continue to carry your assignment.
Absolutely. Please connect with me via my website, www.chaplaincohen.org. On that website, not only will you see links to social media, but for the veterans who may be watching, family of veterans, or just for your own information, if you come across a veteran, there are links there where you can submit a prayer request, and I will pray with you, pray for you. There are links there to where you can have me come do hospital visitation or nursing home visitation. If you know a veteran who is in need, I come and I can serve communion. I can pray. I can bring food. Whatever the need is, let me know what that need is, and I will do my utmost to meet that need. So it's just not a matter of connecting via social media to follow me on social media and to follow me on my website, but the website is a place of connection to tell me what the needs are so that I can go out into the community and meet those needs. Prayer requests, even job training.
Yes.
I do a little career counseling as well. So for military who are transitioning from active duty to veteran status, who are looking for employment, there's a link on there where you can get a free DISC personality profile assessment done. I'll walk you through that, and I'll help you with your resume, help you point some vets to some employment opportunities that exist throughout the area. And then once again, through that website, through chaplaincohen.org, you can be directed to my missionary support page at worldoutreach.org/818. And then, of course, there's always my phone number, right? The good old-fashioned phone, right? 610-931-7182. You can call me and text me at any time. That's my ministry cell phone, and it's on 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
What's your final word you want to say to maybe some vet that is watching? Someone that's saying, listen, I'm enjoying this. I really want to support this. What encouraging word can you say as Chaplain Justin Cohen to someone?
Well, first of all, to every vet, thank you so much for serving our country. And my message is that God is not done with you yet. Regardless of what your past may be, and especially to our combat veterans, our Vietnam veterans, Korea, even World War II veterans who may still be alive, Iran, Iraq veterans, regardless of what has happened to you and what you've been through, God can heal you. You don't have to live with PTSD for the rest of your life.
Yes.
You don't have to deal and live with regret or worry or survivor's guilt for the rest of your life. There is healing in Jesus Christ. And God is not done with you yet. You are uniquely created by God with gifts, talents, and abilities. And God wants to use your military experience, even though portions of it may have been negative. God wants to turn that around through a personal relationship with Jesus Christ and enable you and empower you to live a life of abundance, but also to be a blessing to others. There are other veterans that you can reach that I cannot reach. My job is to be a blessing to you so that you can be a blessing to others. Veteran, God is not done with you yet.
Amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching this broadcast. I was speaking with Chaplain Justin Cohen, who is a home missionary as a chaplain to the veterans of Delaware County, Pennsylvania. Thank you for watching. Information as you will receive and continue to receive of how you can support this vision, this mission of what he's trying to do. We need your help. I pray that God will speak to your heart today and bless every veteran out there for your contributions to your community, to your world, and to your family. I, Simone Malone, a trusted and respected voice, thank you for what you are doing. Continue to live your life in balance and know that God will open doors for you. And thank you so much for joining us. And we hope to talk to you real soon. Be a blessing to this ministry, and God will be a blessing to you. Take care.
To partner with Chaplain Cohen to minister to our nation's heroes, please visit his missions website at www.worldoutreach.org/818. Your generous financial support is greatly appreciated. Once again, please visit his missionary website at www.worldoutreach.org/818. Thank you. To partner with Chaplain Cohen to minister to our nation's heroes, please visit his missions website at www.worldoutreach.org/818. Your generous financial support is greatly appreciated. Once again, please visit his missionary website at www.worldoutreach.org/818. Thank you.